Imagine this. You've spent your whole life working hard, raising a family, paying off debts, planning for retirement. Now, you're finally ready to live the life you've dreamed of. Maybe you picture long walks on the beach, sipping coffee while the sunrise paints the ocean in golden colors. Or maybe you want a quiet, laid-back town where your money stretches far enough to cover not just the bills, but also those little joys, dining out once in a while, traveling, spoiling the grandkids when they visit. But then reality hits. The cost of living keeps going up. Inflation has eaten away at your savings. Healthcare expenses feel heavier every year. And the dream of retiring comfortably in Florida, a dream so many Americans share, suddenly feels out of reach. Here's the good news. That dream is still possible. Yes, Florida has its pricey hotspots like Miami, Naples, or Palm Beach, but tucked away across the state are towns and cities that offer the same sunshine, the same beaches, and in many cases, the same quality of life at a fraction of the cost. And that's what today's video is about. We're going to break down the most affordable places to retire in Florida in 2026. Not just giving you names, but actually diving into the cost of housing, utilities, food, healthcare, and lifestyle. By the end of this video, you'll not only know where you can afford to live, but also how far your retirement dollars will stretch. Before we get into the list, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered whether your retirement savings would last if you lived another 20 or 25 years? That's the kind of question that keeps people up at night, and it's exactly why picking the right place to retire is one of the most important decisions of your life. So stay with me until the very end, because not only will I give you the top 10 affordable Florida towns, but I'll also share a real-life budget breakdown that shows what it's like to actually live in one of these places on a fixed income. Let's get started. Housing, the biggest piece of the puzzle. Let's be honest, when we talk about affordability, housing is king. Whether you're renting or buying, this will always be the biggest expense in retirement. In Florida, the average home price sits well above $400,000 in many coastal hotspots. That's why retirees are leaving pricey areas like Miami or Fort Lauderdale and heading towards smaller, quieter towns. Now, here's the key. In affordable Florida towns, you can still find two-bedroom homes under $200,000, or rentals in the $900 to $1,200 range. Compare that to New York or California, where a one-bedroom apartment could easily run you $3,000, and suddenly Florida looks like a bargain. But let's make this more real. Imagine you're a couple in your late 60s. You've got about $2,500 a month in Social Security, plus maybe a small pension. If you're paying $3,000 for rent in a big city, you're already upside down. But if you move to Ocala, where the average rent for a modest two-bedroom is around $1,200, suddenly you've freed up $1,800 every month. That's money you can use for healthcare, groceries, or even travel. Another thing to keep in mind is property taxes. Florida has no state income tax, which is a big win for retirees, but property taxes vary county by county. For example, in places like Marion County, where Ocala is, the property tax rate is around 0.8%. Compare that to New Jersey or Illinois, where property tax rates can exceed 2%, and you'll see how much you're saving. Now, not everyone wants to buy a home in retirement. In fact, many retirees prefer to rent so they're not tied down with maintenance. Florida's affordable towns give you flexibility. In towns like Sebring, you can rent a small condo near the water for under $1,000 a month. In contrast, try finding that in California. Good luck. But housing isn't just about cost. It's also about lifestyle. Do you want to live inland, where housing is cheaper but you're further from the beach? Or do you want to pay a little more for coastal living? That's where this list becomes so valuable, because we're not just throwing names at you. We're helping you match your lifestyle with your budget. Now, let me pause for a second and ask, if you could save $1,500 a month on housing, what would you do with that money? Would you travel more? Spoil your grandkids? Or just enjoy the peace of mind of not worrying about bills? That's the beauty of finding the right retirement spot. It's not just about where you live, it's about how you live. Utilities. Keeping the lights on. When retirees think about monthly expenses, housing usually grabs all the attention. But utilities, electricity, water, internet, and even trash collection can sneak up on you if you're not careful. In Florida, one of the biggest factors driving utility costs is air conditioning. Let's be honest, Florida summers are hot, sticky, and relentless. If you're running the AC 24/7 in Miami, your electric bill can easily top $250 to $300 a month. But here's the good news. In many of the smaller towns we'll talk about, the average monthly electric bill sits closer to $150 to $180. That's a big difference. For example, imagine living in Gainesville or Sebring. You'll still need AC, of course, but smaller homes and condos use less power. On top of that, Florida Power and Light and Duke Energy both offer senior-friendly energy programs that give discounts or budget billing plans to help retirees manage costs. Water bills. Expect around $40 to $60 a month, depending on location and household size. Internet plans start at $50, but many retirees choose bundles that include TV, which can push the cost closer to $100. The trick is shopping around. Smaller Florida towns often have local providers that beat the big names. Think about it this way. In high-cost states like California or New York, you might be spending $400 plus just on utilities. In affordable Florida towns, many retirees manage to keep utilities under $250 total per month. That's a big win for your retirement budget. Food, more than just groceries. Let's move on to something more enjoyable. Food. After all, retirement isn't just about paying bills. It's about enjoying life. Florida's diverse culture makes eating here a pleasure. Cuban sandwiches in Tampa, fresh seafood on the Gulf Coast, and good old Southern comfort food in the Panhandle. You'll never run out of options. But what does it cost? Groceries in Florida are about 3 to 5% cheaper than the national average in smaller towns. A gallon of milk is around $4, a loaf of bread $2.50, and a dozen eggs $3.50. Compare that to cities like Los Angeles or New York, and you're already saving. Dining out is another place where retirees can stretch their dollars. In Ocala, you can find local diners serving full breakfast for under $8. A casual dinner for two in Sebring might run you $25 to $30 total. Even seafood, often expensive in coastal cities, can be surprisingly affordable in smaller Florida fishing towns. Now imagine this. You're on a fixed income of $2,500 per month. If you cook at home most days and treat yourself to dinner out once or twice a week, you could easily keep your monthly food costs under $400 to $500. That's much easier to manage than the $800 plus some retirees are spending in big cities. Here's something to think about. Would you rather pay $800 a month for groceries in New York, or spend $500 in Florida and use the extra $300 for a weekend getaway to the Keys? That's the kind of choice affordable living gives you. Healthcare. Peace of mind matters. Now let's tackle one of the biggest concerns for retirees. Healthcare. Sunshine and beaches are great, but if you don't have access to good doctors and affordable care, retirement can quickly become stressful. The good news? Florida consistently ranks as one of the best states for healthcare access for seniors. Towns like The Villages, Ocala, and Gainesville are packed with medical facilities because of their large retiree populations. Even smaller towns often have regional hospitals within a short drive. Medicare covers most retirees, but out-of-pocket costs still add up. On average, a Florida retiree might spend around $500 to $600 a month on health care, including premiums, prescriptions, and copays. That's close to the national average, but here's where Florida shines. There's simply more availability of senior-focused healthcare providers. You don't wait 6 months for an appointment like in some states. Another plus? Many affordable Florida towns have wellness programs and senior fitness centers built into their communities. Imagine joining a local aquatic aerobics class in Sebring for just $20 a month instead of paying big city gym prices. It's both healthcare and social life rolled into one. Healthcare is peace of mind. And in Florida, you get that without paying the premium prices you'd face in places like Boston or San Francisco. Transportation, getting around affordably. Finally, let's talk about transportation. Florida is a driving state. While larger cities like Miami and Tampa have some public transport, most affordable retirement towns rely heavily on cars. But here's the good news. Gas in Florida consistently runs cheaper than the national average. In 2025, the average hovered around $3.30 per gallon, and it's expected to remain fairly stable. Insurance is a bit higher because of hurricane risks, but if you drive less, as many retirees do, you can save with low-mileage policies. For those who don't want to drive at all, many smaller Florida towns offer senior shuttle services. In places like Gainesville, you can ride local buses for free or at steep discounts once you're over 65. Some retirement communities even provide free transportation to grocery stores, doctor visits, and social events. Imagine budgeting $150 a month for gas and insurance compared to $500 plus in a congested city like Los Angeles. That's another $350 back in your pocket. Let me ask you this. If you could live in a place where your total monthly expenses, housing, food, utilities, healthcare, and transportation, were cut in half compared to where you live now, wouldn't you want to know the names of those towns? Well, that's exactly what we're leading into in the next section. Lifestyle. Retirement is more than numbers. When people think about retirement, they often focus on the financial side, housing costs, healthcare, and savings. But here's the truth. Retirement isn't just about surviving, it's about living. Florida's affordable towns give you exactly that. Imagine waking up in a place where the weather invites you outside nearly every day. You walk along a shaded trail, play a morning round of golf, or maybe fish from a quiet dock. Later, you meet friends at a community center for a card game, or attend a free local concert in the park. That's the kind of active social lifestyle many of these towns provide, without the high costs of big cities. Retirement is your time to finally live life on your terms, and Florida's communities are designed with that in mind. Community. Finding your people. One of the hardest things about moving in retirement is leaving behind friends and family. That's why community matters so much. In Florida, especially in affordable towns, you'll find large numbers of retirees who've made the same move you're considering. That means you're not alone. You're joining a network of people who understand what it's like to start fresh. Many towns have senior clubs, faith-based groups, hobby circles, and volunteer programs. In Sebring, retirees gather for pickleball tournaments every week. In Ocala, there are gardening clubs and craft fairs. And in the Villages, the retirement capital of America, you'll find more than 2,500 clubs covering everything from photography to ballroom dancing. The sense of belonging, of being part of something bigger, is what makes these towns special. Safety, peace of mind, day and night. Let's face it, no one wants to retire somewhere they don't feel safe, and safety is often overlooked when people just look at cost. But the truth is, many of Florida's affordable retirement towns are also safer than the national average. For example, Sebring and Venice both boast crime rates significantly below those of big cities. Small-town living often means neighbors look out for each other. Add in gated communities and active neighborhood watch programs, and you get an extra layer of security. Think about it. Retirement is supposed to be stress-free. Knowing you can walk at night, leave your door unlocked, or have neighbors check on your home during vacations makes a world of difference. Now here's the question. What if you could live in a town where your budget stretches further, your neighbors feel like family, and you wake up every day with peace of mind? That's not just retirement, that's the retirement dream. And with that, let's jump into the list you've been waiting for. Top 10 most affordable places to retire in Florida. So let's start with number 10, Ocala. We start our list with Ocala, known as the horse capital of the world. Located in north-central Florida, Ocala offers rolling hills, beautiful horse farms, and at the best of all, affordable housing. The average home price in Ocala is around $230,000, far lower than coastal hotspots. Renters can find two-bedroom apartments for $1,100 to $1,300 a month. Utilities and groceries are below the state average, making it perfect for retirees on a budget. But affordability isn't the only draw. Ocala is home to the Ocala National Forest, one of the most beautiful natural areas in Florida. Imagine kayaking through crystal-clear springs or hiking trails surrounded by wildlife, all without spending a dime. Number 9. Sebring. Next up is Sebring, a charming town in central Florida. Known as the City on the Circle, Sebring is surrounded by lakes and offers a laid-back lifestyle. Here, the average home price hovers around $220,000, and rentals can be found for under $1,000 a month, a bargain compared to coastal areas. Many retirees are drawn to Sebring's water access, where fishing, boating, and lakeside picnics are part of everyday life. Sebring also has a surprisingly vibrant retiree community. The Highlands Little Theater hosts regular performances, and the local senior center is always buzzing with activities. Plus, with crime rates below the state average, retirees feel safe here. Healthcare is covered by Highlands Regional Medical Center, ensuring peace of mind for seniors. It's quiet, affordable, and community-oriented, a hidden gem for retirement. Number 8. Gainesville. At number 8, we have Gainesville, a city often overlooked because it's home to the University of Florida. But don't let that fool you, as Gainesville is one of the most affordable and well-rounded places to retire. Housing costs are moderate, with an average home price around $250,000 and rental options starting at $1,200. While not as cheap as Sebring, Gainesville shines in other ways. Top-notch healthcare at UF Health Shands Hospital, cultural activities, from museums to theaters, green spaces including dozens of parks and trails. Number 7. Venice. Coming in at number 7 is Venice, a Gulf Coast gem often called the shark tooth capital of the world. Don't worry, we're not talking about dangerous waters, but rather the abundance of fossilized shark teeth that wash up on its beaches. What makes Venice so appealing to retirees? Affordability paired with lifestyle. The average home price here is around $300,000, a bit higher than Sebring, but still far cheaper than Naples or Miami. Rentals average $1,400 to $1,600 a month, depending on location. The charm of Venice lies in its walkable downtown, beautiful beaches, and vibrant art scene. You'll find weekly farmers markets, free concerts, and a strong retiree presence. If you want a small coastal town vibe without the huge price tag, Venice is a strong choice. Number 6. Port Charlotte. At number 6, we have Port Charlotte, another Gulf Coast town that consistently ranks among the best for retirees. The average home price here is about $280,000, and two-bedroom rentals can be found for around $1,200 to $1,400. Port Charlotte offers direct access to Charlotte Harbor, making it perfect for retirees who love boating, fishing, or just enjoying the water. Healthcare is reliable too, with Bayfront Health Port Charlotte and Fawcett Memorial Hospital nearby. It's a place where retirees can enjoy coastal living without breaking the bank. Number 5. Inverness. At number 5, let's head inland to Inverness, part of Citrus County in Central Florida. This small town is one of the most budget-friendly on our list. Home prices average around $220,000, and rentals can dip below $1,000 a month. The town sits near the Withlacoochee State Trail, a 46-mile paved trail perfect for biking and walking, an affordable and healthy pastime for retirees. What really makes Inverness shine is its tight-knit community. Healthcare access is solid, and the crime rate is low. Number 4. Melbourne. This city offers a nice blend of affordability, coastal living, and urban conveniences. The average home price is about $310,000, and rentals typically start at $1,400 a month. While not the cheapest on our list, Melbourne makes up for it with amenities. Beautiful Atlantic beaches within minutes. Strong healthcare system, anchored by Health First Holmes Regional Medical Center. Melbourne also benefits from being part of the Space Coast. you might find yourself watching rocket launches from Cape Canaveral right from your backyard. For retirees who want excitement mixed with affordability, Melbourne is a winner. Number 3. Punta Gorda. At number 3, we return to the Gulf Coast with Punta Gorda, a picturesque waterfront town. Housing here averages $320,000, and rentals hover around $1,500 a month. While that's slightly higher than some towns, Punta Gorda offers an unmatched quality of life. The town is famous for its harborfront parks, boating culture, and historic downtown. It's a slower-paced community that still has everything retirees need, from excellent health care to plenty of dining and shopping options. And let's not forget, Punta Gorda was recognized by multiple retirement magazines as one of the best small towns in America. Number 2. Fort Myers. At number 2, we have Fort Myers, a well-known retirement destination. Housing costs here average $330,000, and rentals range from $1,500 to $1,700 a month. While slightly pricier, Fort Myers balances it with an abundance of activities. From white sand beaches to cultural attractions, Fort Myers has it all. Healthcare is strong, with Lee Health being one of the largest healthcare systems in the state. The city is also undergoing revitalization, making it attractive for retirees who want affordability combined with a lively, growing community. Number 1. The Villages. Finally, at number 1, we have the iconic The Villages. This massive retirement community north of Orlando is practically a city of its own. Housing varies widely, from modest villas at $250,000 to larger homes over $500,000. Rentals are harder to find, but can start around $1,600 a month. So why is it number 1? Because The Villages isn't just a place to live, it's a lifestyle experience. With more than 2,500 clubs, dozens of golf courses, nightly live entertainment, and dedicated healthcare centers, retirees here have endless opportunities to stay active and social. It's not the cheapest option, but the sheer variety of affordable housing types, combined with the unparalleled lifestyle, makes it the ultimate retirement destination in Florida. So, can you retire comfortably in Florida on $2,000 a month? The answer is yes, but it depends on where you go. In towns like Sebring, Inverness, and Ocala, you could stretch that budget easily and still enjoy a good quality of life. In places like Fort Myers, Punta Gorda, or the Villages, you'll need closer to $2,500 to $3,000 to feel comfortable. But the bigger picture is this. Florida continues to offer retirees a warm climate, tax advantages, affordable small towns, and strong healthcare access. With careful planning and the right location, retirement in Florida can be more than just affordable. It can be enjoyable. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below with the town that caught your eye. Would you pick the small town charm of Inverness or the social lifestyle of the Villages? And don't forget, in our next video, we'll be comparing Florida with another top retirement state, so you can see how your options stack up